This is James Lutton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Joshua Boateng. Joshua, big fight coming up soon. Some fight news was announced recently for yourself, so I wanted to get you on today to get to know you a little bit better. Firstly, how are you?
I'm good, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
No,
Good,
thank you.
man.
Thank you for coming on. Let's go back to the beginning first of all, Joshua.
Mhm.
How did your journey into boxing begin, and what initially inspired you to pursue it professionally?
So maybe starting from the beginning, bro. I was born and raised in Italy. So I have Ghanaian parents, born and raised in Italy. I came here in the UK 5 years ago. I had a little issue with my British license. The board is giving me hard times to get my British license. So I had to apply for my Italian license. I applied for the Italian license so I can fight everywhere in the world, but I couldn't fight here in the UK. Although I tried to sort out my issues with the British board, but the board are quite difficult sometimes, you know what I mean? So they always try to make everything hard for you. So what happened, they were asking for more documentation of old surgery I had. And I did brought documentation from consultants and specialists, and they approved me to fight. But they still didn't want to consider the information that I gave them. So I was stuck in a middle situation where I couldn't kind of box in the UK, so that was quite frustrating. But back to the question that you asked me, how I started boxing. I boxed in Italy since I was young, basically since I was like 13, 14 years old. And the way I started is one of my friends set me up. He told me, he told me, why don't you come and try boxing? I'm like, okay. So I went and tried. It was quite hard, but I left it for a bit. I came back and I fell in love with it after a while. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. So I had a couple something that really happened kind of in Italy on the nationals. And I realized that so I don't want to say Italy is racist, but let's say every time I go in the nationals competition, we only have like two black fighters in the whole competition. So on the last time I had a competition there, I realized that they didn't really want me there. So then every time they always try and find a way to let me lose or get out of the competition. So once that happened, I decided to myself that I wanted to go to a place where boxing is a bigger thing and you have bigger consideration about fighters in general, you know what I mean? And that was 2019, and that was when Joshua was blowing everything away in the UK. So I'm like, I'm going to the UK. And, you know what I mean? So I decided to come over. And yeah, man, I've been here for 5 years now, and finally, I got someone who wants to help me out with my situation with the British board. But in the meantime, I had to stay active because I haven't fought in a while and I was trying to follow the board, but the board is just telling me and holding me down. So it's like I'll lose the love for the sport if I don't keep back and competing if I'm just waiting for the board to approve me. So that's the main focus right now.
Absolutely. You
I
got
don't know. I don't know if that answered your question, though, bro.
that
So,
you're good. So obviously you've got to stay active, like you say.
yeah, yeah,
Um, Obviously, so far you're undefeated. You've had five
yeah,
fights, five
yeah,
wins.
yeah.
What's been the toughest fight in your career so far, and why?
Probably the second fight that I had was the toughest because I thought a short southpaw was heavier than me and a little bit dirty, hitting behind the head, holding, pushing was quite tough, kind of. But I had to do what I have to do. I just had a fight and win it, so it's fine. But that was a tough fight. So although I felt like kind of a journeyman, but was a really, really tough guy. Like he didn't mind to get disqualified, and the referee was trying to give him a chance, but he was doing everything to get him out. I'm like, right, this is hard right now, you know what I mean? But I kept going, so that was the hardest fight I had. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Obviously, you had a fight announced. I think it was only yesterday or the day before for your next fight. Just talk to me about a typical training camp for you. What does that look like, both physically and mentally?
So this I started with a new team since April. This has been the hardest training camp I had because before I never had like kind of a structure. I just train every day and we basically freestyle what we were doing. But with the new team, my coach has a program for what to do every week. So from week 1 to week 4, then week 5 and 6, we increase the training, and from there we slow down again. So now I'm in week 6, and bro, you can't imagine. I can't wait this week 6 to be over because this is hard. Week 5 and 6 was tough, man. I'm like, Rod, this is too much. Like, what's going on? So I can't wait to fight night, man, for real. So it's been tough. So I've been doing boxing every morning from Monday to Friday, and then I do strength and condition twice a week. Then I do my runs basically 5 times a week, 5 times to 4 times a week, or something like that. And it's tough, but that's what we want, isn't it? So
How much has that been a shock to the system from going from almost whatever you want to do in camp to a structure?
I prefer it this way, man, because before I have a job. I mean, probably I'll say two. With being a professional boxer, it would be three. But so it was harder for me because I'm trying to juggle everything around. But in the last year, kind of everything was kind of falling in place. So we work, PTs and training that I'm doing, all four was actually working well for me. So I prefer having a structure right now. And I mean, so it works very well for me right now. So it's good.
You mentioned obviously you grew up in Italy. Uh,
Hmm.
obviously your surname reflects Ghanaian roots. Just talk
Yeah.
about your heritage and how does that influence you as a fighter and a person?
Me, bro, my parents are so where I grew up was in a little town, okay, in Naples, where all white people are around, no black people around. So when I grew up, was me and the family of my cousin, only black people around. Know what I mean, so the mindset is really different for us. So although I was with all white people all the time, the mindset of my family was on me because I see my parents working multiple jobs, working hard. And so in my head, I have two twins brothers and we all grew up with the same mindset where we had to try and make it for us and for our family, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's just what stays with me and in my mindset. Away from the, let's say, comfortable situation as white people living around my area, kind of, you know what I mean? So that pushed me a lot. So that helped me a lot. And obviously, the way we grew up was different from other white guys. And I mean, just from the way they got everything. My parents being from another country coming in, not having a lot, and how to build out everything from nothing. It's different because I thought my parents were rude when I asked them, "Dad, Mom, can you buy that for me?" And they were like, "No." But I but I realized that it's not because they were rude. It's just that we haven't had that opportunity and the chance to look on us the same way other parents were looking on some of my friends. You know what I mean? So I grew up and learned that, but I thought they were rude, bro.
Talk to me about how did they move to Italy come around? Why did your parents move to Italy?
So my dad did the mad journey. So I think he went from Ghana, he went to Libya, and then from Libya he went to Malta, and Malta went to Italy. So he fly over, no boat business. He fly, but he was looking. So basically, his idea was to get a van for Ghana for work because my dad is an electrician, and he wanted a van. But so one of his friends told him come to Libya, have a lot of work there. So from Libya they basically moved closer to Italy because in that time, 1994, 95 was when they have a lot of industries in Naples and stuff like that. So there was a lot of work until he actually got there and he realized there wasn't all that work. So he had to find a way to juggle money around and stuff like that. So, but once he got there, my mom came over with my dad to my dad and life get to them, so they didn't have the chance to go back. So they were like, "Oh well, having a family here looks good for our children." So that's how they stay there, basically.
Fantastic. When you're in the ring, what drives you the most? Is it the fear of losing? Is it your desire to win or something else?
That's a good question, bro. That's a good question. Just because I think I have so many reasons that I want to make it that I don't know if it's only one thing. Know what I mean? Like even now, that I'm 2 weeks out, I'm struggling to sleep during the night. So when I wake up and go to the bathroom, come back to bed, I can't sleep because I have so many thoughts in my head where I'm thinking, I want to make it in this boxing. I want to make it for myself. I want to make it for my family. I have a lot of people who believe in me, and I have people who don't believe in me, and I have people who told me that I couldn't make it. So, and all of this is just circling in my head. You know what I mean? It's just around. So, and one of the main thing is for me personally, I love fighting. That's the number one thing I love. But sometimes a lot of thoughts, I'm an overthinker, so a lot of thoughts come to my head. But it's a lot. Sometimes it's also how you said is fear of losing. I don't want to lose. I like to compete and I hate to lose. So I hate that. Or the fact I want to show that I have a lot of abilities, a lot of skills. So I want to show that as well. And plus, sometimes I think I'm 29 and I want to be way more ahead on where I am right now. So I have so many reasons that I want to do it that it's a lot. It's a lot. I have a lot of reasons. Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions or rituals or any mental tricks that help you stay locked in before a fight?
I have, but my trainer take everything away from me, just like this week. So why do every time we train, I always wear my left hand glove first, and I tie my left hand glove first before I tie the right one. So last week, he knows already. I give him my left glove, and he was like, "Let me tell you one thing. There's nothing called as slack. It's solely preparation." So from then I'm like, "Ah, okay, then go with my right hand." Then- so that's gone out the window right now. I ain't got no more preparation.
You said a minute ago, you're 29, you feel you should be further ahead than where you are right now already. Where
Yeah.
do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years? Do you have your eye on titles or any opponents in particular?
Yes, I'm getting the world title, bro. That's what I'm aiming for, man. That's what I'm aiming for. Not names in particular. I'm always having a look on the category and the weight that and the division that I fight back. As long as I can see their style, and I'm like, I can do with that style, so I'm good. I don't really care about it. So just look forward to it. I believe that I can go far, man. I really believe so. It's I always say, and I told my trainer as well, it's the only weak point I've got is myself. It's my head because I'm overthinker. Sometimes I forget about what I'm doing and I'm focusing on something else because my mind is spiraling. So when I'm super locked in and I'm trying to let my brain calm down, breathe, and don't think about the outside, think of what's happening in the ring. There's no competition, so I can't wait, man, to just show it. That's me.
What sets you apart from other fighters in your division? Why are you better than everyone else in your division?
Me, because I work hard, man. Like you're gonna see on the 10th, but it's not only on the 10th. It's gonna come because it's take it on everyone. The pressure, the high pace. You probably heard this a lot of times when you do your interviews, but you're gonna see because one thing about me, my style is always about working hard, always being in front of the opponent, kind of, you know what I mean? So I'm just fixing out my skills with it because before I was more like Sean Porter, where I just jump in, launch in, go with the physical attributes and stuff like that. But now my trainer's helping me to be more patient, to pick up my shots and to stay calm. But at the same time, to still put the pressure in front of the opponent, kind of, you know what I mean? So I always say that trying to imitate the kind of work of Usyk because Usyk has a lot of pressure in front of you. And although it looks like it's not doing much, it's really draining for your head because it's always in front of you, always in front of you. No matter what you do, it's always in front of you. So that's my kind of style button. So I think no one can deal with it, kind of, and I mean, so that's fine.
Talk to me about outside the ring. Who is Joshua Boateng? What do you like to do when you're not boxing or in the gym?
Bro, nothing. I'm always in the gym. My strength and condition trainer is always on to me. He said, "Bro, how can't you be at the gym and at home, gym, home all the time? You need to go out." Bro, I've been here in London for 5 years. So my missus is in Italy. She's in Naples, okay? She come and visit me most of the time. She took me more places in London than I took her because she takes me all over. I don't know nothing about the end. Nothing. So I don't really do much, man. I watch my boxing. I call my friends, I call my brothers, have a chat with them, talk to my missus most of the time. But I don't do nothing in particular. But one thing I'll say about my job, I work in a care home. Um, like a foster home. So for young kids that don't live with their parents, or kids that come from Africa, or they require asylum and stuff like that. So I worked there for I've been working there for a couple of years, and now I've been doing same work but night shifts. So finish up the night and I go and train in the morning. So it works well for me. But one thing about me is that I like to interact with kids and in general people in general. So that's a good job for me as well. So seeing around people, seeing around kids, helping them out, giving them some more skills to grow up. That's what I kind of do outside of my boxing work, kind of. So PTs and working in the gym, but outside of that, that's what I usually do. So I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing to do on my spare time because I like to stay on my bed and relax sometimes, but I do that as my job. So, and I stay at my job more than how I stay outside. So I had to say that. So that's what I do.
Talked about your mindset. Obviously, you're very determined to
Hmm.
become a world champion.
Yeah,
However, outside of the gym, you just said that you work a job. It's a very rewarding job, but a very tough job as well, I can imagine. And also, I imagine throw in the fact that you're probably a little bit homesick. You're in a strange place that you've not been for a very long time. How do you cope with everything?
I pray, bro. Sounds cliche, or someone probably told you, but I just pray. So we are me. My family, I grew up in a Christian family, so we really believe in God and we have a strong faith. Sometimes it's up and down for me. It's been up and down since I started this job, and I started going back to church from the beginning of the year. But I just pray and pray that God will give me the strength to go through it because I believe if it was for me, I probably would have quit a long time ago. And I always think that there's a reason why I have this dream inside my heart because I believe God put it inside me. So I just have to pursue it. Sometimes it gets tough, but boy, I had to go through it. And I mean, that's what I want. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing, what situation I am, that's what I want. So that's me. I had to go through it. And plus, my brothers wouldn't allow me to quit. So I tried to quit many times. I have two twins, okay? They're younger than me, but they've seen my journey in Italy from the beginning. And one especially has been with me outside when I train at home, okay? I train on my garden and bad time, storms, rain, and everything. So my brother's always been there, cheering me up and supporting me while everything's going through. So when this situation with the British board and the box is not going how I wanted, I had moments where I'm like, probably need to quit because this is too much. My brother's like, what? After all the hard work I've done, watching you do the hard work, I'm not letting you quit. So I have, it's like, I feel like I haven't got nowhere else to go. That's where I want to go. That's what I have to do. So I just have to achieve it. So I have to just do it. You know what I mean? So I just go through it.
Definitely. The last question from me, Joshua. What message do you want to send to, it could be young fighters, it could be children in your foster home, who wants to follow in your footsteps? What advice would you give them?
I'll say to never give up. No, I'm joking. That's everyone said that. So, I haven't even make it yet, so I can't even say don't give up. But what I'll say is, um, what I tell young fighters is to try and be um more active on their social media. That's what I usually tell them as an advice because most of the young amateurs that I deal with, they don't know how hard professional boxing is. Because I had to learn that professional boxing is not that you just get signed and you just go and fight. You have to sell your tickets. You have to have a good communication with people, and people have to want to they have to want to support you, kind of, you know what I mean? So you have to keep them posted and let them know what's happening, and you have to have a good social media base as well. That's what's gonna help. For the guys in general, I would just find what you want to do because everyone has a passion inside themselves, you know what I mean? So you just need to find it and then pursue what you have in you. I mean, so just follow what's in your heart. That's what I'll say.
Definitely. Joshua, thank you very much for your time. All the
Okay, man.
all the best luck for 10th October
Thank you, bro. Thank
and
you. We keep
hopefully,
in touch, man.
absolutely, and hopefully week six passes very quickly for you.
Ah, bro, I can't wait, you know. What time is it?
Perfect. Thank you very much. And again, we'll speak
Bro,
soon.
bro, respect, man. Thank you, bro. Thank
Thank
you.
you.